We're slanted.
Blog Talk Radio.
Aloha, everybody. This is Jennifer O. And my co-host is finally back again, Bob.
I'm finally back on the island for who knows how long, until I get voted off again. Yes, I am. And I'm very excited about today's show because Jennifer was explaining it, and I've been gone for a while, so I'm just going to talk real quick, and then you can have Jennifer all to yourself. But so explain this to me. We're doing paranormal activities, is that right?
Yeah, and boy, you are talking fast.
And so, because you only give me a little bit of time, and I've got so much to say. So I was talking to your husband earlier today, and evidently it's not a pair of people doing normal activities.
No, not a pair.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, we've actually had a lot of emails on this subject, and we have callers on the line already, so just bear with us for a minute. This is quite a fun subject for me, I think. It's kind of scary for others.
I'm with the others on this.
I don't understand that, and it's really funny because I have a friend that does the same thing, and she just gets completely freaked out. There was the movie Paranormal Activity, which I haven't seen, but my kids have both seen. We're very bored and pretty much laugh the whole time because they're like, it was just really dumb. I go talk to this friend of mine. She's like, it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. In fact, I can't sleep with any of my body parts outside of the covers.
Now, see that, but you don't like, for example, to astral projection. But this doesn't bother you. See, now I'm just the opposite. I love astral projection, which is odd because paranormal activities, it's
right.
Kind of the same in a sense.
Well,
not really.
Not really, but astral projection, the reason I don't like that is because I don't like the way it makes my body feel. I get real groggy and disconnected, but, it's because I spend a lot of my time in the spirit world. But anyhow, it's funny how to my kids it was hysterical. To my friend, it was completely and utterly scary to where she can't even sleep. And I went back to my kids going, she can't sleep. She won't even let her foot be outside of the blanket. She's terrified. And they laughed hysterical. I said, well, what's on the movie? And she goes, oh, crap, that happens at our house all the time.
Right. I was going to say, your kids are really in tune with their psychic abilities.
Yes.
And we're making light of some of this and that kind of thing, but now there are some paranormal activities that are very heavy and fearful situations for people. Now, I've seen some TV shows on that kind of thing, so we perhaps we'll have some callers that will ask you about those kinds of things. So there's a real heavy side to this as well, is there not?
Yes, there can be. However, it's not like the TV shows, and I just want everybody to understand, even if there was some real negative energy somewhere, and you can have a negative, heavy energy in a place without even having things moved around anyways.
Sure,
it doesn't have to have both. But say you are
I was married once.
Yeah. Wow. So let's say that you have some really heavy negative energy in a place with things. It's such a rarity that happens. But what most people are afraid of is the footsteps, the moving of things, the hearing of voices, all of these different things that they consider ghost-like activities, they're afraid that they're going to touch them or harm them in any way, and that simply does not happen. And this ought to freak out my callers really good, but I do have a thing where I actually, my guides will touch me every now and again when I'm sleeping and move my hair or do some things like that, and I'll just be like, I'm sleeping, knock it off. And I think for a lot of people that would completely terrify them. Or they'll talk to me, but of course I'm living in a different perspective. Okay. But one of the stories I wanted to tell, which is hysterical, I love this story, and then we'll get to our first caller. But this is kind of a matter of perception. When I used to do readings all the time, we lived in this place that had 7 acres in South Dakota, and when I would do readings, we tend to draw in a lot of spirits anyhow. And one time I was doing a lot of readings up in Deadwood, South Dakota. It came back, and I was really tired and exhausted, and I had fallen asleep on my couch. But on the way home, we had this trampoline, and I would always look for the trampoline, thanks to my mother, who was sure that somebody was always going to come on your property, break a leg, and sue you. So since we didn't have a fence, I always made sure there wasn't any neighborhood kids trying to kill themselves on my trampoline when I came home. So the trampoline was there, everything's good. We come home, I take a nap, my husband comes in. It wasn't like 10, 15 minutes later and goes, Jen, where's the trampoline? And I'm like, I don't know. Why are you bothering me? Like, I'm taking a nap. And it never even, because I immediately knew that it was probably moved or messed with in some way. And I didn't care because I was really tired. And so he comes back in, and we had a 10-acre lot next to our 7-acre lot. Our neighbor's was 10 acres. And he comes back in, and there was no wind, mind you, at the time. It was one, because South Dakota can be very windy. It was no wind, beautiful day, just calm and everything. And he comes back in going, Jen, the trampoline is in the middle of the neighbor's field. And so I'm like, okay, again, why are you bothering me? But the trampoline was in the middle of 5 acres. And this had happened in a matter of like probably 10, 15 minutes. And the funny thing about that is there was this piece of plastic material that had been around the trampoline leg that I had been meaning to get for a long time. It wasn't wrapped. It was just in a U, like it had blown up against the leg. And I said, get the trampoline. Do you need my help? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I, again, knew it was spirit movement. And, again, what are you going to do about it? I didn't, there's nothing to do. This kind of stuff happened all the time, not on the same scale as the trampoline, but it was not unexpected. So him and my son go over into the 5 acres, and as they go over there, there was wheat into this neighbor's land, and it was all standing straight up. And as you know, with the, what do you call those, crop circles and things of that nature, when you walk in the wheat, it pushes the wheat down. All the wheat, all the way around the whole entire trampoline, everything, all the way there, completely undisturbed, straight up. And the piece of plastic that was perfectly around the leg was in the same exact spot around the leg with the trampoline. So they had made this big path going to get the trampoline and a big path coming back, and my husband again comes in pretty freaked out, just going, that is just, why do you think that they did that? And I'm like, I don't know. They wanted to me, I can tell you exactly why they did it. They were trying to prove, up until this point, my husband was having a little bit of hard time understanding the whole spiritual thing and how spirits move things and just spirits in general, and that he was on the verge of, do I believe this, do I not believe this type of thing. And it was really for his awakening, or his to understand, really, I'll show you something on a very grand scale. So they bring it back, and he was kind of freaked out. And I said, it doesn't matter. It's fine. The trampoline's here. And I was thinking after a while, and I was like, however, spirits, do not mess with my car. If I wake up some morning and my car is misplaced out of the garage, I'm going to be really upset with you guys.
Well, now, I've come out of bars and my car had been misplaced.
No, yeah, come on. So, it's a matter of perception, and everybody needs to understand, we're going to get to this caller very soon, but everybody needs to understand that, and if you listen to my shows at all, you hear me say this over and over again, you are spiritually based. You are a spiritual being. You're temporarily here in a physical being. We're here for a short time, and the essence of who you are is spirit-based. So when you have interactions with spirits and they are trying to contact you by moving rings or dropping coins, to me, I tell my clients all the time, it's really amazing. It's a really incredible thing because it takes them a lot of effort to make flashes of lights and to move a trampoline and to do all these things. So when they do that, it's such an amazing gift to have them show you their presence and to try to get your attention to prove to you that there is another side, or that they are there. And that can be your guides a lot of times, and it can be grandma a lot of times, just trying to connect with you and explain to you that they're not gone forever, that they're just in a different dimension than you. And so it definitely is a matter of perspective. And more often than not, a lot of times also, callers, is most of the time they're usually not ghosts. They usually are a loved one that has passed over. They usually are your guides. I mean, there are ghosts, and I guess we should talk about the difference. Back
up just a little bit on there, because there's a couple things that I wanted to say. Now, first of all, the TV shows I'm talking about are like not the regular drama produced in Hollywood type of TV shows. I'm talking about like A&E or
the Paranormal Activity shows.
Yeah, those types of shows. And secondly, the ghosts versus the loved ones and that kind of thing, and
there is a difference in
right.
Yeah.
So people can because in some of these programs, and people have moved into houses that are haunted, shall we say, with paranormal activity. So, can you elaborate on that a little?
Well, yeah, and you can. What that is usually when there's a spirit that has passed over or has released their physical body, but they don't know that they're dead, so they still live as if that they are alive.
Now, and then so some of these places that are very scary and violent. This is a twofold question. Some of the places that are very scary and violent, I have heard or have seen that it was because of the spirit had come to a violent end. Maybe a traumatic murder or something very violent like that. And also that there was a real dark portal or vortex in that area. So it's kind of...
It can be one or the other, but when you're talking violent, that's such a rarity. I mean, that physical beings do not hurt people.
Right.
I mean, they just don't. They're not going to come knock you against the wall.
You mean spiritual beings?
Sorry, yeah, physical beings will hurt you. Spiritual beings will not hurt you in that manner. I mean, they can have a cause where they can make you like a little sick or that sort of thing. But the things where they're throwing you around, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. They don't do that. They cannot make that.
But there have been a couple of documented cases of something like that happening. Through exorcism, I think the exorcism of Emily Rose would be. Some of that is paranormal.
Correct. But I also am a channel. So I can have the ability to have them come in and speak through me. And so I sort of know what that's like. There's a lot of people that wholeheartedly believe in the exorcism, that wholeheartedly believe that somebody can take over your body and all that sort of thing. If you are one of those people or a psychic that disagrees, that's fine and wonderful for your own opinion. But because I'm a channel, I really do not believe that someone can come in and take over your body without you giving them permission, because I can do that. I mean, and if I didn't know how that works as a channel, I might believe somebody else that was telling me that, but I absolutely, they cannot take. You have to give them permission to come into your body. And that doesn't mean you guys all couldn't be channels either and give them permission to come in. But maybe somebody in a very weird psychological state maybe would give somebody permission to come in. And maybe they would come in and create sort of a negative.
I've heard Sylvia Brown say actually just pretty much the same thing that you've just said, that in relation to what she knows to be true in her experience. So...
And she is also a channel.
Right.
So you're talking...
And that's how she does most of her readings, is through channel.
Right.
So having said that, is it true then, because some people don't realize that they're psychic or that they're not in tune with that, then that perhaps maybe if and when this happens to some people, there's an open channel, but they don't really realize they're an open channel? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I suppose you could be an open channel and not realize you were an open channel, but you really have to make the shift to allow them to come in. I mean, it's a conscious shift. It's not just okay, well, I'm going to allow you to whenever you want to. It's you have to make an actual shift. So you're very aware of the shift at the time. That doesn't mean that somebody who's kind of off their rocker might not allow the shift and then just, have allowed a horrible
they may
energy.
have a mental illness of some type.
So let's take a couple of questions because the switchboard is a little full, and I do have some more stories. I have a feeling this may run into 2 shows, but we'll see what we have, because we haven't even gotten to where we were talking about pets or any of that thing. Pets are really sensitive to seeing spirits. Aloha, 702 area code. You're on the air. Hi.
Oh, hi. I was listening to you, I guess, like too much, and then was like, huh?
That's okay.
Okay, my name is Sugar.
Okay, hello.
Hi. My question is regarding relationship, and I'm curious about if anyone new will be entering my life or re-entering.
Yeah, you have someone coming in probably in about 2 months. It's not very long, but be careful about the men that you're attracting in, because I feel like that they're a little bit what do I want to say? Have you been in some maybe sort of kind of abusive type relationships where they're real strong to you at all?
I was in a relationship about a year ago, and with a woman, and hold on. And that didn't really work out too good, but I think because, we were friends for about 6 years, and then it kind of, we just became really, intimate, and we've always, really had strong feelings for each other. But after that, I haven't really been really looking or anything like that. I've had a lot of time for myself, a lot of, self-search, and very... Well,
I don't mean to push you along too quickly, but we do have a lot of callers on the air. I think that you have someone coming in about 2 months or so, but I think that your self-esteem, it's a little bit down from some of your past relationships. So I'm not sure how well it's going to go unless you bring your self-esteem up a little bit and realize that what type of person you're looking for. So I'd like you to focus in more on some of the qualities and who you'd like to draw into your life, and really put that out there, because it'll help draw different people into your life, and your focus needs to change. So kind of make a checklist of what type of person you'd like to come in, because I think that someone comes in about 2 months, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
All right. You have a good day. All right. Bye. Okay. We're going to take our next caller here. And by the way, if you have any of these other mini questions too, we're going to try to keep these mostly geared towards the paranormal stuff. I will answer all questions. But you can always go to my JenniferOPsychic.com website. And, I also do readings and all that sort of thing there, and so forth. So area code 352.
Hi.
Hi.
Aloha.
This is Elizabeth. Hi, Jennifer and Tom.
Nice to... It's Jennifer and Bob.
And Bob, I'm sorry.
Channeling Tom this morning, though, so...
Jennifer, actually, you're one of my friends on Facebook, and I was asking, is it going to be 4 o'clock in Florida? I was all worried I was going to miss it.
Yes, I remember. Great. Go ahead.
Well, I have an interesting question. I believe that spirits try to contact us through electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because, my mom's mom died last September. She was 94, and I got to say goodbye to her on the phone. She was in Kentucky, and I was in Gainesville, Florida. But my mom passed away over 10 years ago. So my kitchen light, it's so weird. All the bulbs are fine, but there's this one hanging light that goes out every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think that it's them just saying, hey, we're together.
It is them. And because the other thing with, this is a really great question, Elizabeth. I'm glad that you called, because a lot of times people have beliefs of how that they feel that they are contacted by spirit. And when loved ones pass over, they know that you know this, or they know that that's how you feel that they're going to contact you. Something maybe as simple as maybe someone thinks dropping coins is the way that they're going to be contacted, or, flowers or whatever. And since they know this about you from the other side, and so that's what they use to remind you and to show you. Their big thing is they want to show you, because that's what they're telling me, is that they are still very much alive, that they have not, they're just released their physical body. They're completely who they are and always were, and they want you to understand that for some reason they're real strong about wanting you to know that you're going to be together again, that you will see them again, because I don't know if that was a worry of yours or whatever, but that they're very much alive and you guys will rejoin.
And that's a relative. I'm sorry. That's a relatively common way, actually, for spirits for paranormal activity is through electricity. Actually, as you're saying, so you're absolutely correct.
That's interesting, you guys, because I can feel them. It's really weird. I can't explain it, but I know that they're with me almost all the time.
They are with you a lot, but do you know that you're pretty intuitive, though? You're real in tune with your intuitive and psychic ability. So
yes.
Yes, your senses are real high. I don't know.
Very much so.
Yes, so you actually do feel them around, and you tend to not be as afraid as all the other callers. Yay, I love that.
No, I invite them, actually. I'm not. It's a good feeling. It's a good thing.
It is.
I mean, Amityville Horror is different. These are, my loved ones, that my mom and my grandmother, big female figures in my life, so it's very important.
Yes, and they're very much supportive of you and around you. You kind of were like three peas in a pod there, and that's why they want you to know that you're going to be together again. And, keep working on the intuition, because you're going to probably be getting even more messages. I don't know if you've listened to my show on intuition and psychic ability. It's on this blog talk show also, or in the archive. But if you haven't, you should listen to that, because you're so sensitive, and you're ready to kind of move on to the next level as far as your intuition goes. So
very much so.
Yes, keep working.
I will, Jennifer.
And you know what? I'm considering doing an online class for anybody out there too on developing your intuition and psychic ability, because I have a lot of clients that have been asking me things, and I'm going to start going around and doing some seminars on the mainland for this as well. But some of the people that I can't hit like right away, I think that I might do a class on that. So keep looking on my Facebook.
One real quick question.
Sure.
Where do you see us moving in the near future? I mean, like within maybe the next month, for all we know.
You're in Florida. Are you in Florida?
Yes, Gainesville.
You're not. It's going to be somewhere close. It's not going to be like. Are you considering moving out of state?
Well, my husband is looking for work as an architect, and he's been putting out resumes because he was laid off a year ago.
Okay.
And
I feel like it's somewhere near your area. It may not be in your same town, but it's very near the town or the area.
That's interesting. That's good news.
Yes. So it's not going to be. I feel you're very happy about it. And it's going to be close to everybody or whatever.
My dad and my family and his family too.
It's very near, and you'll probably be moved. You'll probably be moved within 2 months, and I think that's June. So okay.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, both of you.
You're welcome, and good luck with the move.
Aloha.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to keep going on to callers. The switchboard is kind of blown up right now. Did you guys hear that bird outside? My good.
The minor birds around here can get pretty yucky, and he was channeling someone.
Yeah, exactly. Area code 305.
Hey, good afternoon. Aloha, Jennifer. I'm Diana. I'm also in Florida.
Hi.
And can you hear me? Hi.
Yes, I can. You kind of sound like you're underwater a little bit, but we'll do our best. What's your question?
Well, I've had self-esteem issues throughout my life, many, many years, since childhood. And I was wondering, since you're into the paranormal, is there another spirit with me since I was maybe 5 or 6?
Well, yes, there's another spirit with you since you were born, and that's your guide. Are you carrying an extra spirit with you? No. Your guide is very much with you. So you don't have a spirit attached to you per se? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, because my self-esteem issues seem to be never leaving me.
That is something that is not tied to any spiritual activity. And that is something that you just haven't found the direction that you need to correct yourself with. So in other words, what I'm saying is, you haven't shifted your focus in the right direction to get that handled. You also have some past life stuff that's brought up to you about the 5 and 6 years old-ish, and you sort of have carried that over. So that must be where you're feeling the carryover, okay? So you can do 2 things with that. There's some past life. You can ask to release this when you fall asleep and ask to release any past life that has anything to do with this type of thing at that age. When you fall asleep, there's a lot of meditations and books and things out there that you can do. But I don't know if you're on my Facebook. I have a Facebook page, but I'm on there. If you go to my JenniferOPsychic.com website, I have my Facebook login thing there, and I have a book that's coming out that's going to shift a lot of different things as far as, self-esteem issues and that sort of thing for you. And actually, because your focus needs to be geared more towards happiness. And, so I guess to sum it up, your focus is in the wrong direction. That's why you've not seen any results. You're not really sure. You don't have the tools exactly how to get you from point A to point B. But to answer your question, no, there's not a spirit attached to you.
Thank you very much, Jennifer.
You're welcome. And try to check on, look at my website and check on my Facebook stuff, because I think you would really benefit from that book. And, I do readings and different things, but you just need to shift your focus. And I do inspirational quotes every week that you might enjoy as well. So
when is your intuition and psychic ability show on?
That's been on already. Just go to the Blog Talk Show page of my, or type Hawaii Psychic or whatever if you're not on there. On your Blog Talk Show page, below my picture, your intuition and psychic ability thing you can click on, and it's in the archives. Okay?
Okay, I'll continue listening. If you hang up, I'll just call again and just stay silent. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day.
You.
Bye. Okay, we're going to try to get through. Whoa, the switchboard's moving. Area code 219. Hello.
Paranormal switchboard.
Spirits are messing with switchboards today.
Area code 209, did you say?
Yeah.
219.
219, sorry. Yes.
Aloha.
Aloha.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. I just wanted to join you on the call there. I wanted to see. I've been having some, I guess, reassessing of life or business here, and if you guys can guide me as to, I was trying to see about dissolving the business or selling it, and possibly maybe my husband being the primary person of finding a different job and then maybe possibly moving somewhere else. Does that see something that we would be doing?
You're really in an anxious state, aren't you? Because I am like almost hyperventilating just feeling your energy. Like you are so freaking out about your future and what direction that you need to go and guidance, and oh my gosh, you are overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Is there some financial trouble with the business stuff right now?
Well, I mean, it has its moments, but I think it's the stress level.
Okay.
I take a lot of pride in what I do, but when it's other people doing the work instead of you, the quality goes down, and that.
Yeah, you kind of have a control issue with your business, and that's not a bad thing, but it does cause your stress level to go way up. And let me explain something to you, which you have a hard time with. It's finding the right person to help you, okay? And you're having a hard time finding the right person, but you're not open to it because you kind of have this mindset and this focus that no matter who's going to come in, they're not going to do it the same way that you want it to be done, and it causes you a lot of stress and anxiety. Therefore, that's the type of people you're drawing right and left into you if you even want help, okay?
Okay.
So you need to understand that your stress and anxiety needs to come down, and which I'm sure that you would enjoy, and you need to decide a few things. I don't think that you should sell the business right now. I think that you need to refocus on how you're running the business, first of all. And I think you can go ahead and have your husband, start looking for that job to pick up some of the slack and help you in that area, but don't do one and then the other. I think that they should be done at the same time, okay?
Because what would happen if he got a job? It wouldn't be in the area that we're in. He would obviously be going out of state somewhere else. But
it gives you options, see, and you what you're doing is you're opening the door for opportunity and different things, and that's okay. That's not a scary thing. I feel that if you sell the business and he starts looking, I feel like there's going to be a lag time. You guys are going to get really frustrated and you're going to start fighting, and it's going to cause a strain on your relationship. And I don't want that to happen.
No, I don't either.
So that's too much. But the main thing, what I'd like you to do is I'd just like you to shift your focus in your business, because you have really gotten a really stressful focus, and you really need to understand. And for all the other callers out there, I know this is about paranormal activity, but one of the things that you need to understand about the law of attraction is you're using it in the complete opposite way, and you're causing your stress level to go up. You need to rehome back in and decide that you want your business to run a certain way, but you need to pull back out of the business a little bit. So what you need to do is decide that somehow someone's going to come into your life, even if you put an ad out there or whatever, but you're going to draw somebody into your life that fits that bill, that you trust, because you have a thing where you want to trust these people. And then when you trust them, you're going to be able to hand over some of the responsibilities of business, because frankly, you are too strung out. I mean, you're too spread thin. So you need to have somebody that you trust come in and help you and let you start stepping back a little bit. And that's where I'd like your focus to shift, instead of be shifting on your husband and do I sell business and what about this and what about that. You're all over the place. You don't have a direct focus. And so refocus yourself. Decide that you're going to draw somebody into your business that is just going to help, and make them whoever you want it to be. Make them have the qualities you want and whatever. You're not going to believe what you're going to draw in as far as help. It's amazing how that works.
Also, excuse me, Jen, when she's talking about refocusing your thoughts and you're shifting your business management, start focusing on what you loved about the business and having it to begin with, instead of worrying about how is this going to be managed. And also, remember, when you hire someone, that they're not going to be like you. They can do some of the parameters like you can do them, but if you allow them and you expected them to make good choices in the way that they do things, then you'll find a lot more happiness in that as well, and you'll find a good working relationship. But remember as often as you can why you love the business, why you did it to begin with, what's fun about it, what's really exciting about it, why do I do this?
And you also have I have a full switchboard, and I'm trying to help you as much as I can while you're on here, but I have a couple other things because I have a ton of stuff I could tell you. One is if you do want an additional reading or a business reading, I do those. Please check out my website because I think that you would really benefit from that right now. It's the JenniferOPsychic.com. And please go look at that because I have so much information flooding from me to you, but it would take up a whole 45 minutes. And secondly, because you also have another career that's drawing you, and that, if you do want a reading and whatever, we can get into that a little bit further. Some other stuff that I see for you in the future, and some other poll which is more of a love for you. So hopefully you can get enough information out of this call to sort of focus in, and contact me if you want to do a more detailed reading, because I think you could benefit. There's a lot of information that I'm getting on you. So. Okay.
It's Jenny O.
It's Jennifer, JenniFer, O psychic.com.
Okay.
Or HawaiiPsychicGen.com also. It's the same site. So, okay.
All righty, I will do that. So right now, I'll do what you said for the business, and then my husband can still apply for things.
You can put a feelers out here and there, but don't try to do it one or the other. Try to do it together, okay? Because it gives you more options. Again, that's something I'd have to go into more detail, but I have to take the next caller. So you have a wonderful day.
Well, thank you. Okay. You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Some of these callers, I really could do like a full reading.
Yeah. It's a good show. Good day.
Yeah. Okay, we have craziness happening on my computer board right now.
It's paranormal, I'm telling you.
Area code 310. Can you hear
Hello?
us? Hello?
Hi. Yes,
Hi.
hello? Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Annika Pointer. I'm Facebook friends with you, and I called in right at the perfect timing. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. In my memoir.
Are you nervous? You sound very nervous.
Yes, I'm nervous.
Well, yeah. Take a breath. Breathe in. It's all good. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my heart's fluttering. Yes, because what you spoke, what a woman was speaking of is conducive about what I wrote about is imperative to what I go through still, allowing spirit to take over my being, because I am at that point in my life, I was so miserable at being in my body. I was 300 pounds, and I was abused by my mother at the time, and there was a lot of drugs going around, and I come from a famous family, and it was just all very surreal in a bad way. And I got into Ouija boards, and I was raised in the church, and I was forbidden not to do it. And me being a clairvoyant, I knew what I was doing. And, this woman named Zelda, I would play with this by myself, this board, and things would happen to me where I would be levitating and whatnot, and I had to go and I had an exorcism performed on me. And the spirit started harassing members of my family. And now it's to the point where every once in a while, right before I go into a deep depression, I still have got my gifts and everything, but when I was between, I'll say 5 years old and 17, I was just off the charts. I experienced telekinesis, all sorts of things. It was just really, really high then. And I got hit by a car and was in a coma. I had some things that, I don't know if it made it stronger or it changed things. And now, right before I go into a type of depression or whatever, a negative entity enters me, literally, my bed will shake, and it will be in the middle of the night, and I'll feel it, and I'll smell something strange, and I wrote about that as well, because these are things that I knew, and I studied growing up. I just knew these things were going on with me, and and it would happen, and then I just get these awful thoughts about my life, and just not good thoughts, and I know they're spiritual. And sometimes when I see them, I know those spirits, and I know by the colors what color they are, assuming that, and by the smell I'll get, that it's good or bad. And there's some close relatives that have passed away that I can pick up on their scent whether it's them or not. And lately, I don't think it's them, because I have lost my faith tremendously, and I'm going to
kind of cut you off for a minute, because you've got like a whole array of stuff going on here. First of all, your whole background could be a Lifetime movie. I'm very sorry about that, but you've had some horrible things that have happened to you in your past, and when you're in your physical body a lot, it's really hard to separate from those things that have happened and try to move forward sometimes. But you also have these gifts and abilities, so you're also trying to filter through. What I see with your gifts and abilities is, yes, you are very heightened with all kinds of gifts and abilities, but it's like they're untrained, so it's like they're kind of going willy-nilly on you, and you're trying to hone them in as best you can, but you're not really sure how to teach yourself how to do that. And like I mentioned to the other woman, I think I am really, because I keep getting a lot of this, I'm going to have to probably do this teleclass, because I'm having a lot of people that need help that have abilities, that need help training them and trying to figure out what is what. Let's go back to a few of them. The bed's shaking, just because that will probably freak out everybody that's out there listening. That happens to me also, and when that is happening actually is when you're entering or exiting your body during astral travel, and it can freak you out, because it can feel like, because you will feel energies around you at that time, and you're shaking, or the bed is shaking. It feels like someone's shaking you or shaking the bed very hard. And it's not an energy doing that. That is when you're coming out of your body or going into your body from astral travel. So that is not what that is. See, so and you have a little bit of fear happening, because you've had all these things, and you keep relating it to this negative spirit, negative stuff. I don't know what you were told in the past, but you have total control. Nobody's going to continue to come into your body again. You are not going to have somebody take it over. You have total control, and own that you have the control, and know that you have control. You are the guard keeper at the door. You either let them in or you don't let them in. And to let them in, you have to be very consciously aware of what you're doing. The past is the past. Everything that happened to you in the past, you are not going to have a future like that. So put that out of your mind. You went through all of that at that time. You've learned and molded yourself in a certain way. You will not have a future like that. So from here on out, you have a smooth sailing pretty much. I mean, you're going to have bumps in the roads, but okay. So nothing like before will ever happen to you again, okay? And so what now you need help with is just trying to understand your abilities and how that works. The smell, that's clairsentience. That's, I mean, you know, or when people come around you, I get that smell thing too. They can have a feel of negativity or not a feel of negativity, but most of the time they're just spirits trying to contact you because you're a certain color or vibration and they know you can hear or see them. So don't play into are you negative, not negative, or whatever. Kind of go more to, you know, either leave me alone because I don't need to deal with this right now, or who do you want to contact? You know, don't go so deep into negative or not negative, because I feel that you're really fear-based right now because of some of your past stuff on any paranormal things that are going to happen to you, like the smelling or the shaking of the bed. So you immediately go to your fear side. And when you go to your fear side, you start, you know, thinking of all these things in your head about, like, why the bed was shaking and how you felt when it was happening, and it felt negative and all this. And so you're kind of crossing everything and blurring the lines. And so you need to just kind of learn more about what each thing is and why that these things are happening to you. So to sum all this up, the bed shaking and all that is astral travel. Don't be afraid. I don't really like it either when I shake like that, but, you know, I know what it is, and then it just goes away. Stop trying to do the negative, not negative thing immediately when you sense a spirit or smell a spirit or whatever, because 99.9% of the time when they come around you, they're coming around you because they know you can see or hear them, and they just want to have contact to try to reach somebody or whatever. Just tell them to go away. And thirdly, no one will enter your body nor take you over unless that you know, we're completely allowing them in. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. Just put that completely out of your mind, okay?
Okay.
And
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And your life from here on out is going to be completely different, and it's your choice to make the best of, you know, you can't look back. That's already happened. All you can do is look forward and create it in the way that you want it to be. It's going to be wonderful as long as you choose to, you know, keep going that direction and moving forward. And keep watching my Facebook page, and we'll see if we can get one of those classes set up, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome. You have a good day.
Thank you.
We have a time for, it looks like, one more caller, and it looks like we may have to continue this on maybe next week for any of the callers that are on the line. We have a 978 area code.
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Hi.
I just saw my mother sitting on the end of my couch about a week ago, and she had just passed away a few weeks ago, but she just giggled at me and then just went away. And I haven't shed a tear since. I mean, I wasn't that upset. I mean, I was upset, but not like, oh my God, because she was 94 years old, and she was suffering. So, I know that she was telling me without words that, she's okay. But is there any other message that you pick up from her? I feel like I think that without saying it, that giggle just meant, this is where I'm at. I'm happy now, because she looked like probably 20 years ago.
Yes. That's what they do. And I'm going to stop you for a minute. We're going to keep talking, but for any of the other callers on the air that I'm probably not going to get to, we will probably continue this next Saturday at 10 a.m. Hawaii time again. So check back if I don't get to you. And or check out my website, thejenniferopsychic.com. Okay, so yeah, she wants you to know exactly what you said, that basically she's okay. What happens when you do cross over is you become younger looking. You're back into what you feel is your best state, and you can change your look. You can be younger or older or whatever, but they're usually around 30 actually. So, but if she went back too far, she was afraid that you might not recognize who she is. So they come to you in the form that you recognize, and that's really amazing. What a wonderful opportunity for you to see her, and for
a blessing, right? A blessing, definitely.
for her to. It is, and just so that you know, it takes them a lot of work to be able to do that. So it is really an honor that she worked so hard to show herself to you. Because she really did want you to know how happy she is. That's the main thing, is she's so happy right now. She's just so glad to be back in her natural state. So what a wonderful gift. That is amazing.
Pretty cool.
I have worked with people that have loved ones pass over that wish for that every day. So you are
I'm blessed. I'm definitely blessed.
Very blessed.
I knew it anyway, but sometimes you just need to hear it from someone else, I guess.
Yeah, I know how that goes. That's pretty common. So wonderful. That is great. And she actually will probably show up a little bit more here and there. So that's really, really amazing. And I'm very happy for you.
Okay, thank you. I know she's rooting for me. Thank you.
Okay. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Aloha, everybody. We will talk to you next Saturday at 10 a.m. Hawaii time. Thank you.
Introducing Instagram teen accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram teen accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.